Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's end-of-week world currencies, stock markets and commodities deep dive for Friday, June 20th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Victoria Cashmore. In currency markets today, the greenback closed higher against most major currencies. The US dollar Japanese yen had the largest move, rising 1.98 points to 146.5. The euro and Swiss franc showed very strong negative trends against the dollar. Weekly returns show the yen pairing leading with a 1.37% gain. The euro has declined notably month to date, down 1.52%. Year to date, the euro shows the largest decline at minus 10.16%. Looking at longer-term performance, the British pound and Japanese yen pairings show positive 10-year returns near 19%. The Swiss franc pairing shows weakness across all timeframes, down 10.9% over the decade. The Indian rupee pairing stands out with strong upward volatility and 4 consecutive weekly gains. The Chinese yuan offshore broke downward after 3 days of flat trading. Most other Asian currencies showed mixed movements against the dollar. Weekly returns show the Canadian dollar pairing up 1.14%, while the rupee pairing maintained its positive momentum, gaining 1.26% month to date. The Singapore dollar remains in a very strong negative trend. Over the decade, the rupee pairing shows the strongest performance with a 36% gain. The Singapore dollar has been the weakest, down 3.48%. Most other Asian currency pairs show modest positive returns between 12–16% over 10 years.
Looking at global stock market tracking ETFs, I'm Max Profit. Israel recorded a new all-time high, closing at 87.57, up 5.57. South Korea extended its winning streak to 6 weeks, rising 2.11 to 68.53, showing some upward volatility. The returns data shows Israel leading with a 6.8% weekly return and 3.3% month-to-date gain. South Korea has posted impressive returns, up 13% this month and nearly 35% year-to-date. Looking at longer-term performance, the S&P 500 shows the strongest 10-year return at 182%, averaging 10.9% annually. Israel leads the 1-year returns at 45.8%, while Poland tops 3-year performance at 104.7%. Among underperforming markets, Thailand dropped 4.40 to 48.77, down 8.2% and marking its 4th consecutive weekly decline. Indonesia fell 1.44 to 17.18, showing strong downward momentum with a 7.7% loss. Short-term returns show Thailand down 8.3% for the week and 8.7% month-to-date. Indonesia has declined 9% this month, while Chile shows high downward volatility despite positive year-to-date returns. Over the longer term, Thailand shows the weakest performance, down 35.6% over 10 years. Denmark maintains positive long-term growth despite recent weakness, up 108% over 10 years with a 7.6% annual return.
Considering commodities, I'm Liquidity. Gold futures recorded a new all-time high before settling at 3,384.40, down 68.40. Silver futures hit a new 1-year high, while aluminum futures showed upward volatility, rising 2.4% to 2,530. Month-to-date returns show significant strength in metals. Silver and aluminum have gained 9% and 7% respectively. Copper has maintained a very strong positive trend despite consolidating for the past 4 days. Long-term performance shows gold leading with a 10-year return of 181.6%, averaging 10.9% annually. Silver follows with 123.6% over the same period. Palladium has maintained positive momentum despite historical volatility. Energy futures show broad strength. Heating oil surged 7.8% with very strong upward volatility. Natural gas jumped 7.4%, while gasoline hit a new one-year high, climbing 4.8%. Month-to-date returns in energy are impressive. Heating oil leads with 26.8%, followed by Brent crude at 22.7%. Gasoline has maintained strong momentum with a 15.9% gain. 10-year performance shows modest gains across energy futures. Natural gas and heating oil lead with returns of 36.6% and 36.2% respectively. Crude oil follows with a 23.9% gain. In livestock, lean hogs hit a new one-year high, up 3% with strong upward volatility. Class 2A milk dropped 6.4%, marking 3 consecutive weeks of decline. Feeder cattle maintains a strong trend despite recent weakness. In grains, wheat futures surged 7% with very strong upward volatility. Rough rice broke upward after 5 days of consolidation. Oat futures declined 6.6%, despite maintaining a mixed positive trend. In grain futures, wheat futures showed significant movement, rising 7% to 578.75, with strong upward volatility. Oat futures declined notably by 6.6% to 360.75. Corn futures and soybean futures saw modest declines. Looking at long-term performance, oat futures leads the pack with a 47.8% 10-year return. Corn futures and soybean futures both posted 10-year returns around 12%, while rough rice futures showed a 37.9% gain over the same period. Soft commodities faced significant pressure, with orange juice leading declines, down 14.1% to 235.30. Coffee futures fell 9% to 314.85, while cocoa dropped 7.8% to 8,253. Sugar bucked the trend, rising 2.4%. Year-to-date performance shows orange juice down 52%, while cocoa has declined 29.3%. Sugar recorded a new one-year low at 16.53, down 14.2% for the year. Coffee and cotton showed relatively modest year-to-date losses. In the 10-year view, cocoa leads with a 152% return, followed by coffee at 142%. Orange juice gained 95.5%, while sugar rose 48.7%. Cotton showed the smallest gain at 4.5%.
And with that, we conclude another end-of-week World Currency, Markets and Commodities episode. I'm Victoria Cashmore, along with my AI co-hosts Max Profit and Liquidity. Thanks for watching. Look for daily wrap-ups every day just after 5 p.m. New York time. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.